Good afternoon, everyone. We are doing our walk and talk in the afternoon today. I've got Glory with me, who does not want to walk. She wants to just sniff around. Come on, let's go. But got to get in our little bit of exercise. So that's what we're doing. It's a pretty beautiful day. You can see we got some storm clouds off in the distance. I don't think they're going to make it to us. It's keeping it a little bit cool, and it'll probably be in the low 60s. So I'm not dressed too warm. Got a flannel on though. Glory, she doesn't have her sweater on. She just has her little vest. So we're gonna do our 20-minute walk around. For those of you who caught the live stream that I did last night, whoa, that was crazy. Of the Otter Creek, Florida uh, council meeting, got a little bit crazy there. That's but if you've been following me for a while, we're against both harassment and corruption here. Uh, and that is kind of one thing I do want to talk about today. Uh, as you know, we're aboard 29 Palms, the base, the Marine Corps base right now. And really sad situation that happened here. Uh, if you look back, I criticized the provost marshal's office, that's the MPs. I criticized them back in September because a guy ran the gate and they shot him. They ran him down and shot him. Now, the guy, turns out, was unarmed. Um, so that was crazy, crazy use of force. But sadly, we had a similar situation. We had someone run the gate this weekend. The MPs were in hot pursuit, and somehow there was an accident. They hit a minivan, and several children were injured, and unfortunately, one lost their life. The MPs aboard this base are reckless at best. There's always been problems. I've been on and off this base since 2008. There's always been problems with the MPs, and it started way before I came here. In fact, it was either right when I got here or just before. We have Mercy Air, which is the Lifeline, the helicopter that will take you to the trauma center. One of the MPs, one of the people I was in charge, there was scrappers going and getting the metal on the far side of base out in the training areas, and they authorized them to shoot at him. And a guy was shot then. Of course, this base didn't mention it, covered it up, and now that we have a child dead, so far, I've yet to see anything released on it. People are talking about it all over base, and it's an absolute shame that we have to fight our government this way. This is, it's unfortunate that the MPs, when there's a situation where someone ran the gate, like, I'm all about chasing them down, but you do have to keep the public safe. And I've heard rumors about it, so I don't know what all the facts are, but the base ain't talking. That's the problem. The base should come out with a statement and say, here's what's going on. But they don't, because They don't want to address the problem at the provost marshal's office. They don't want to address that they have Marines and civilians down there who don't care about the rules. And I can give you example after example from when I was on active duty to now of they think they're cowboys over there. I've got several videos. If you look through my harassment and corruption playlist on this channel or on the YouTube channel, you'll see I've got several times where I've pointed out MPs on this base behaving badly because no one holds them accountable. You might get a good CO in there for about 2 years, but beyond that, it's a cultural problem. You can't change the culture in 2 years without something drastic, and there's never ever been anything drastic. I can show you that the leadership of the MPs aboard this base are 100% corrupt. They violate people's rights. The base doesn't investigate them. It's absolutely a shame. So I will continue to keep highlighting this stuff. But if you me back in September, I've been talking about this. I've been talking about how we don't do enough to protect the children on this base. We've had child abuse, child molestation, and cronyism all aboard this base. And no one wants to investigate. The general won't do it because he's got the civilians who are in charge of that horrible corruption. A lot of them have been here 20, 30, 40 years. They don't want to investigate because they're the ones doing it wrong. They're the ones telling the Marines to do it wrong. They act like the rules don't apply to them. That Marine Corps order, that U.S. Code of Federal Regulations, those don't mean a thing to them. And when you have that, people are going to get hurt and die. And that's what we had this weekend. We had I want to say a 9 or 10-year-old lose their life. And it didn't need to be. And that pisses me off. I'm a dad. I want my child to be safe. I want your children to be safe. This base, they won't address anything until it becomes a major problem. And it's already a major problem, but they're still not addressing it. So it's going to take someone to force them. So feel free, if you're watching this, reach out to your elected leaders, show them this video, show them my whole harassment and corruption playlist. Most of it is federal. I would say about 90% of what is on there is federal agents of the federal government behaving badly, whether they're military or civilian. And it's a shame. But that's why I was glad I could help get the word out about the Otter Creek council. As you saw, several council members left. Hey, Gravy. Yeah, several council members left in the middle of the council meeting because they weren't listening to the lawyer. The problems that they had, they probably could have had solved this time last year. Well, maybe not this time last year, but definitely 10 months ago, had they taken legal action. But it was just people who just want to complain and not people who want to do. Lori's trying to... You trying to kill me, dog? You're spinning around me. Whew, the wind picked up. Making it a little bit chilly. And that rain is trying to make its way. So we'll get our walk in before we get wet. I don't think it's gonna come this way. The wind's blowing this way, but I don't think that rain's gonna hit us. We'll see. I'll gamble. I'm not much of a gambling man, but I do eat sushi from 7-Eleven. I'm joking. I hate sushi. Yeah, you watch me, you're gonna get the bad jokes. I hope you're all liking the the dad jokes that I've been putting out there. I've got a couple of those in my shorts. I got a YouTube short playlist. I try to post them so everybody can get a chance to see it, because I know some people don't have Facebook, some people don't have Twitter, some people don't really go on to YouTube. So try to get it out there for everyone. Uh, our new T-shirt is out there. That's Veterans Before Illegals is what it says. Uh, I want to say I think I put it for $18. So if you go to veterannationfoundation.com and you buy a T-shirt, a portion of that money is going to come back to me, and I'll be able to help some veterans and military and their families. That's already this year we've given out over $250 to veteran-related causes. So I like doing that. Gives me a good feeling knowing I'm trying to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Look at these famous mountains back here. If you've been up 29, you know these mountains. But yeah, I'll keep fighting the corruption. Make sure that, you know, it takes so little effort to do the right thing. That's where I get frustrated. You know, just doing the right thing. You might have to ask some questions, and the thing is, if your intent is to do the right thing, you might screw up, but people can forgive screw ups. You know, I've dealt with many Marines where I said, "Hey, good initiative, bad judgment," but that's okay. Judgment comes with experience. Initiative can't be taught, but you have to want to do the right thing. And sadly, there are people aboard this base, people in Otter Creek. They don't want to do the right thing. They don't want to do stuff that can make their world better. And when you do, everybody benefits. Everybody becomes just a little bit happier. You know, that used to frustrate the hell out of me when I deal with fellow officers who didn't want to do the right thing. And, you know, a lot of times I was one of the first to admit if I didn't know something, I was like, you know, I can't tell you how many times I had people, oh, no, you can't do that. No, that's wrong. I just started asking questions. Okay, we can discipline and discourage, or discipline and encourage the motivation. Absolutely, Gravy. You are 100%. You know what? I want to use that for one of my uh, leadership things. Unless if you want to record one and send it to me, because you know I wish more people had had experience with good military leadership, because good military leadership, oh, it is fan frickin' tastic when you have it. I've experienced the good and the bad. And I'll tell you, when it's good, oh my God, it makes everything so much better. Whew. Look at all this equipment. This is all the training equipment. They use that for when people come out here to train. This is not a unit here. Like, we've got other units on this base where they have their own equipment. This is for, because we get so many people who come out here and train. Here, I'll show you. That mountain out there, you can see underneath it, that's one of the mount towns. That's where people come out to train. In fact, we're getting kind of close to the rifle range. I'm surprised we're not going to hear some rifles being shot off. But yeah, I've dealt with it here personally in the last several months, 6 months, I'd say. Just dealing with people on this base who don't want to do the right thing. It's sad. It discourages everyone, makes it a bad place to work, makes people not want to come into work. That's when you've got good leadership. Oh my God, you love coming in to work because you know you're going to make a difference. I learned that lesson from mom and her in home daycare. Absolutely, absolutely. It's child's play stuff. Yeah, I'm still, I'm still waiting for my court date from the last time I had to defend myself because a guy decided he wanted to put his hands on me, and he paid one price because I'm a Marine with PTSD. You come up behind me and put your hands on me in a threatening manner, you're going to get a reaction. I don't think you're going to like it. And I don't think he liked the reaction he got. But what happened to keeping your hands to yourself? I learned that in frickin' kindergarten, watching Barney and Sesame Street. Did we forget that lesson? I don't get these people. Don't touch other people. You have a problem with someone, it's respectful to go up to them and say, hey, I got a problem. Let's solve it. Use our words. But yeah, like the whole thing of Otter Creek, that kid putting his hands on Jeremy Hales. Oh my God. For honor, I'll tell you this right now. Putting your hands on somebody is not honorable. Hold on, I'm trying to see. I'm okay. I'm not trying to hide your message. I'm trying to see it. Uh, 3-part apologies. I'm trying to. Apologies are discipline. Timeout. What they can express. What they did. Hold on. This is not. This Restream is not built for for mobile. Uh, yeah. Okay, there we go. So it showed it there to all of you all. Yeah, what they did, how they perceive is wrong, how and what they can do to repay their debt. Whatever happened to repaying debts? You know, I don't care. I work a lot with people with substance abuse. Making amends is that's a hard thing. If someone comes to you to make amends, that they're being really, really freaking humble there. And you know what? You should be thankful. Thankful, one, that they are acknowledging that they wronged you, and two, that they're trying to right that wrong. But you know, I don't get these people in government who think they're untouchable. Here's the thing. You could probably get away with one thing or two things because the government is set up to protect government. And that's one lesson I learned in the military very early on. That the government will protect itself. When really this whole thing was designed, that looks like a friend of mine. This whole thing was designed to protect us. I don't know if it looks like him. He's got a big old beard. So don't know if it's him or not. Just people hanging out in the smoke pit. Yeah, here you go, gravy. Whew. Yeah, this thing doesn't. Come on. Sorry, I'm trying to read your thing, but it blocks over it and tells me show, and I can't see it. There we go. I had it and then I lost it. Sorry. It's not letting it blocks it out for me, so I can't see it. Stupid. But I know you, gravy. I know it's probably a damn good comment. Uh, yeah, my viewfinder is real small. I can see myself, but like it's hard for me to read. Of course, it doesn't help that I don't have my glasses on. I'm horrible about that. Yeah, that storm is moving away from us, so I'm likely not to get wet. When I walk along these roads on base, I'm always looking for things that fall off of the vehicles. The Marines lose, they lose crap all the time. And I've acquired some good stuff that have fallen off of trucks. Really fallen off of trucks, not like old school good fell off a truck stuff. I uh no quick story. We did have a weapon fall off a truck, and one of my Marines saw it and scooped it up. And we had a radio, and we were able to radio back to the head shed, and we were like, hey, see if the armory can tell us who this weapon belongs to. And we read off the serial number, and they told us. We were like, oh, okay, we know where they're at. So we drove over to their lot, pull in their convoy. is all getting, because they were going faster than us. We were on Gators, little, you know, golf cart looking things that don't go very fast. And we were able to pull up, and we're like, did you guys lose a weapon? And they were like, no, no, no. We're like, oh, we think you lost a weapon. We've already checked with our armory. They looked it up. And yeah, they did their counts, and they're like, oh, yeah, that is ours. Had them sitting in the back of a truck, no tailgate, flying down the road because they were done with whatever they were doing. You go fast, get complacent. That's what happens. This is right here. Cogen plant. Biggest waste of money. They spent millions in this facility. And another thing the government does wrong, they didn't put money in for enough upkeep. So it doesn't run half the time. They put that in 15 years ago to deal with the rolling blackouts because the base was being affected. And that means readiness is affected. And worked good. We haven't had rolling blackouts in years, but last year we were starting to get them again because the infrastructure's so bad. Oh, what they do with this? Yeah, they let it go all to shit. Stupid. Would you fight a Samoa? Not on my own account. Here, I'll put this. Yeah. Would I fight a Samoa? No, Samoans are normally pretty big, and I'm not the world's biggest guy. So I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't pick that fight. Now, whether or not that fight comes to me, then I've got to just deal with it. And that was what happened. I had a guy came up behind me with both hands. He shoved me and yelled some not happy things. And I just turned around and started swinging. And he paid the price. That video will get posted. Less than a month now. But yeah, you don't put hands on people unless you're ready for the consequences. I see this rash of women now fist fighting. I see it all the time on Twitter. You don't see it as much with guys anymore. It used to be a very guy thing, but now I'm seeing women do it. And I think guys have learned quite a bit that, hey, you put hands on somebody, the chances of somebody dying is pretty good. Someone could get knocked out, hit their head on the concrete, not just dying, but getting seriously injured. And that's not a good thing. I don't want to risk that, especially over something stupid. But now I see girls fist fighting, and it's like, you got to be ready. You got to know that if you're going to if you're going to throw hands, the potential for you or that other person's life significantly changing is high. I'm not I'm not a guy who looks to fight. If I have a problem with someone, I'm active aggressive. I'll come talk with you and say, okay, here's my problem. But yeah, and people have a problem with active aggression too. Like active aggression, much better than passive aggressive because you can say, here's the problem I have, let's solve it. Passive aggressive is just biting at people, talking, and it just breeds worse problems. So always be active aggressive. Learning that partially when I worked for the football team, but also when I worked around Marines, because Marines are just aggressive. So you have to be active aggressive if you want them to respect you. If you're passive aggressive, people just call you a little bee. I'm almost back. We've done our walk, haven't we, Glory? Getting our exercise in. So, all right, I talked about some stuff. I ran my suck long enough. So I hope you're all having a good day. I'll keep you all in my prayers and hope that you have a good week and your family is doing well. If you would, please go to veterannationfoundation.com, buy one of our t-shirts so that we can support and help veterans, because the more t-shirts we sell, the more people we can help. If you have any ideas on things we can do, please always give me constructive criticism so that I can make my content better. Don't be rude. Just tell me flat straight. Here's what I think you should do, and I will absolutely appreciate it. But yeah, for me and Glory, thank you for being worth serving, and you have a great day.